Hey all, welcome back to Ultimate GK Blasters. Today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the Swadeshi Movement in India. The Swadeshi Movement was a significant chapter in India's journey towards independence, sparked off by the partition of Bengal by the British in 1905. It was a fierce display of resistance and self-reliance. The movement was not merely a political protest, but also a socio-economic strategy. It promoted the use of Indian-made goods, urging people to boycott British products. This was a powerful attempt to undermine British rule and bolster Indian industry. The movement transformed the Indian market, shifting the focus from foreign to indigenous products and paving the way for a self-sufficient India. It was a revolutionary step in economic rebellion, a call to self-reliance that shook the very foundations of the British Empire in India. Our journey begins in the year 1905, a turning point in India's struggle for freedom. The year 1905 marked the official launch of the Swadeshi Movement, a pivotal moment in India's history. The spark for this revolutionary movement was provided by the partition of Bengal by Lord Curzon, a decision that divided the province on religious lines. This move was seen as a classic example of the British policy of divide and rule, and it ignited a fire of protest that soon spread across the nation. The Swadeshi movement was not a mere protest, but a strategy, a well-thought-out plan to hit the British where it hurt most, their economy. It encouraged the use of Indian goods while boycotting British ones, a move that was aimed at crippling the financial backbone of the colonial rule. The impact was significant as it caused a considerable dip in the sales of British goods in India. But the movement was not just about economics. It was a clarion call for unity, for Indians to come together and stand against the oppressive colonial regime. It was a campaign that transcended the barriers of religion, caste and class, uniting a diverse country in a common cause. It was about instilling a sense of national pride and identity, a feeling of Indianness that was independent of British influence. Peaceful protests and rallies became the order of the day as the movement gained momentum. The streets resonated with the sound of patriotic songs, and the air was filled with a renewed sense of hope and determination. It was a movement that galvanized the masses, creating a wave of nationalistic fervor that swept across the country. The Swadeshi movement also had a profound impact on Indian society. It led to the resurgence of traditional Indian industries and crafts, promoting self-reliance and economic independence. It also set the stage for the rise of Indian leaders who would later play crucial roles in India's struggle for independence. The Swadeshi movement was more than just a boycott. It was a powerful expression of national unity and defiance against colonial rule. Though the Swadeshi movement officially ended in 1908, its impact resonated far beyond those 3 years. The end of the movement was triggered by a variety of factors, not least of which was the reunification of Bengal in 1911. This event, a reversal of the partition that had initially sparked the Swadeshi movement, led to a loss of momentum and a gradual winding down of the movement's activities. However, the end of the Swadeshi movement was far from the end of its influence. The principles of self-reliance and self-sufficiency, the spirit of defiance, and the strategies of non-violent resistance that were integral to the Swadeshi movement lived on, echoing through the years and inspiring future acts of civil disobedience. Indeed, the Swadeshi movement paved the way for the non-cooperation movement, the civil disobedience movement, and other significant campaigns on the road to India's independence. These later movements borrowed heavily from the tactics and ideals of the Swadeshi movement, demonstrating the lasting legacy of this early period of resistance. Prominent leaders of the Swadeshi movement, such as Rabindranath Tagore and Mahatma Gandhi, played vital roles in shaping this legacy. Tagore, a Nobel laureate, used his literary prowess to propagate the ideals of self-reliance and nationalism, while Gandhi, adopting the Swadeshi principle of self-sufficiency, led the nation on the path of non-violent resistance and civil disobedience. The Swadeshi movement also had a profound impact on the development of Indian industries, as it encouraged the establishment and growth of indigenous industries. This economic self-reliance became a cornerstone of India's post-independence economic policy. Ultimately, the Swadeshi movement was more than just a protest against the partition of Bengal. It was a powerful assertion of India's desire for self-rule and a demonstration of the power of unity and defiance. The Swadeshi movement was a testament to the power of unity and defiance, leaving an indelible mark on India's path to independence. So, what have we learned about the Swadeshi movement? We've delved into its origins, rooted in the partition of Bengal in 1905, a political strategy that sparked a wave of nationalistic fervour. We've seen how it was not merely a political campaign, but a socio-economic strategy, using Swadeshi, or own country goods, as a form of peaceful protest against British imports. We've discovered the innovative strategies employed, from boycotts to public meetings and processions, all aimed at self-sufficiency and the awakening of national pride. And we've explored its lasting impact, how it served as a springboard for the larger freedom movement, inspiring unity, self-reliance, and the spirit of Swaraj, or self-rule, among millions of Indians. The Swadeshi movement was a significant chapter in India's history, demonstrating the power of collective action against oppressive rule. Thank you for joining us on this historical journey. Stay tuned to Ultimate GK Blasters for more captivating stories from the past.